I'm using this zoom in thing way too much. I really like it way too much. Why do I like to zoom in so much? It's actually pretty cool to zoom in too much. I like zooming in. Zoom out, Bizzy. Thank you. Isn't that awesome, though? I can do a dramatic zoom in now. Thank you, Janie. So I've got this camera where I can set like 3 different locations, presets. Like I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with my other one because I can do, of course, the normal zoom in. I'm going to take the green screen down soon too. So I got my normal zoom in. I can do my dramatic zoom in. And then maybe I should have like a normal zoom, like something like this, I guess. Yeah. So let's do that. Okay. So let's test it. Normal zoom. Okay. Dramatic zoom. Yes. And midway zoom. Perfect. Perfect. I'm liking this. I'm liking this. So yeah, basically I got a new camera finally that actually is it's a really dramatic upgrade. Which is what you do in order to make your show better. Not only do you find new technologies and new things you can use, but you find interesting ways to use them. Hey guys, don't get too excited. I don't have much of a show planned for you tonight, and we're probably just going to be chilling. Sorry, I went to the doctor today. It's like my one day out of the month where I literally typically do nothing. Sometimes I'll live stream when I go to the doctor, like I'm doing right now, but I won't have really much time to plan anything. And I was like poked and prodded and stuff. And so when I got home, I laid down for like a couple hours. So yeah, I'm just being straight with you. But hey, this is the standard on YouTube nowadays. Like back in the day, me and all these other channels all tried to, there was a competitive spirit about the platform where we actually wrote shows, like edited shows and uploaded them. And then we did live streams at night every single night, especially on the weekend. And, but don't fret because there's a better way to do things. YouTube live streaming and content production has evolved to where, you know, you don't plan your show. You don't do anything like good during your show. You just go live and yap with a bunch of idiots and attack people and lie about people, form an echo chamber, and try to rewrite history once you have doxed and attacked and lied and slandered and done all these things to all these people. Then you build another echo. You can always build a new echo chamber with a bunch of new people where you can change history and make it into the version of history that you want. I mean, that's what they do now. You're a ghost. You are a whole field Swiss cheese bread ghost, man. So I don't have to listen to what you say. Oh, I'm ecstatic over the fact that you were in a drive-by. I'm ecstatic. Now I don't have to listen to you, Mr. Ghost Man, and I'm not going to. That's right, I'm ghost racist. Very ghost racist. In fact, I would say that I don't even believe that you exist. That's as racist as you can be for a ghost experience, so you shut your mouth. And if I wanted to, man, there's some commentary to be explored tonight. I don't want to, though. I want to do other good things, like fun stuff, like show you this. I haven't seen this. I want to see what it is. He caught me with the clickbait.
I don't like this chat.
That was clickbait.
I don't like this chat.
That was so clickbait. I'm now extremely upset that I even watched that. Do you know what else is clickbait tonight? Not gonna tell ya. Actually, I don't know. It's gonna be up to you guys what we talk about. And I want to do some polls in the chat. I want to do some polls. I think I'm going to dress in some lace. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to wear some lace. I'm going to do my hair up. I'm going to get a new haircut going and put on some lace so that I look professional and that I look real cool and all lacied up, right? And get some lacy gloves. And then I'm going to go on stream and talk to Landon Curtinole and have a good old time. I just grabbed my live chat. I want to know what you want to talk about tonight. I haven't done this in a while. You get to dictate what tonight's stream about, and then I'm going to play some video games and relax. So let's do this. Let's hurry up and do this. Here we go. Great choice, Ghost Bread. Great choice of song, Ghost Bread, guy.
as much of a surprise. When at a reenactment, we're not actually firing real bullets at what they do it over in Europe, which is that
What do you got on your head, kid?
they actually do put a bit of paper down the barrel, and then they actually do use the ramrods, which, if you tried that at a North American reenactment, that's fire. Another important thing, remove this. Prepare to fire. Much more of a flomping noise, a lot less impressive. Let's move on to the way that they do it over in Europe, which is that they actually do put a bit of paper down the barrel, and then they actually do use the ramrods, which,
I don't care, kid.
So the United States women's national team is headed back to court in their fight for equal pay.
Oh, yeah?
Let me give you an update.
Wait a minute. I thought that the women's team already was making more than the men's team.
My name is Nate the Lawyer. If you are new here, we talk about the law and the facts. If you're about that life, don't forget.
What am I doing? You guys don't want me to react to videos tonight. You don't want me to have a normal live stream. You guys want to talk about fools and bulls. So I'm going to unmute myself in the gaming room, see who wants to join. Oh, shit! I think we've got Navy and Ethan. Oh, damn. I can't react to videos when Navy and Ethan are here. What am I doing? Let's head to the full screen studio. Let me live stream anything I want to look at. And let's hang out with Ethan and Navy. Because tonight's live stream, it's just not going to be a normal live stream. I'm just not going to do a normal live stream here. I tricked you. I want to hang with... I haven't seen Ethan in a while. I want to hear what Ethan's got to say. I want to hear what Navy has to say. We're going to remove my rule, and we're going to talk about fools and bulls. But what is the poll? Before I bring in Navy and Ethan, what is the poll that I should put into the chat? Let me get a song going here. Turn it down, Bizzy. I need a poll in the chat. What is the poll? I've got the perfect poll. Believe my eyes and ears. Do I have Ethan and Navy in here? What's up, guys? Good to see you.
Hey.
What's going on, boss?
Listen, I have. Oh, well, go ahead. I'll let you. Yeah, I'll let you go ahead. Go ahead. I know what you're gonna say.
Do you have any sad music you can play?
I definitely do. Give me 1 second. Hold on.
Thank
hold
you.
on. And let me go ahead and turn you up a little bit. Let me make sure everybody can hear you.
I'm sorry, I was grabbing some tissues.
I know. We all feel the same way, Ethan.
Right. Sure.
Give me a second. I haven't played sad music for a minute, so yeah.
No, I understand.
Let's see. What's the best for this? Oh, here we go.
The saddest music you have.
Oh yeah, this is
wait,
really
I'm supposed to be
sad.
crying. I mean, the saddest music you have.
Go ahead, Ethan. It's floor is yours.
Listen, we all lost something great, something that meant a lot to us, and you know, today here together, guys, let's hug each other and let's just say, rest in peace, Bizzy. You were the yeastiest of breads.
He really was.
You were the crustiest of loaves.
Stop talking, Bizzy. It's Ethan's turn.
Shut up, Bizzy. You were the butteriest.
Thank you.
Rolls. And also, rest in peace, John Madden.
Yes. Oh God.
The
Such
great
a
John
tragedy.
Madden, 85 years old, left us. Man, the man was football. The man was football. And, you know,
Sports talk.
Love football. How about them Buccaneers, though? Anything else going on besides Bizzy and Madden?
I think that's it, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
No, Lauren, I'm your #1 fan. Thank you. No, you know what else is going on? There's only one other thing going on right now. It's that overlay.
The one that looks like Cyberpunk 2077 threw up all over your face? Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, the one that looks like Cyberpunk took a shit on the screen, yeah. And Cyberpunk's that's not a compliment after what happened with the launch, but yeah. You know, they probably expect us to fire back because shots have been fired tonight. You know, I went live on Periscope. I was telling you this earlier. I went live on Periscope and I said they will not bring up any of their criticizers because they're going to put on a great show so they can impress their audience. And lo and behold, the show is nothing but them bloviating an alternative history of what happened. And it was pretty funny.
You know, I didn't watch it. I poured out some Cinnamon Toast Crunch for my homies.
Yep.
Instead, but
I didn't either. I got updates. I got people updating me.
Right. I mean, people are just messaging me like they're saying this, and I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. You know, here's the thing. I was hoping that they'd have somebody on, that they'd have on a guest of some kind and interview them, and you know, I just don't think they're capable of doing it.
No.
I think that what you're seeing is what you're gonna get, and that's the new Non Sequitur show. And if that's your bag, then you know that's the channel for you, and it's the show for poo.
Yeah, it's just sad, man. Like another thing I said is that, excuse me, I said that there will be some really depressed original NSS fans out there, because they have every right to be with what happened. I mean, I really should, you know, the old UNIRock trying to, you know, have some fun with them by criticizing them. That's what it's supposed to be. Criticism is supposed to be this kind of fun thing, but of course they won't let that happen. I would have pulled up their overlay and went and zoomed in on every single spot and just criticized the living hell out of it to be funny. And they just can't take a joke, and they just put on is this the worst NSS show that's ever happened? I think
Easily.
it is.
I've never watched it. You know, here's the thing. We were talking about this pre-show, you and I. I had done podcasts back in the day, stuff that doesn't exist anymore or whatever. Just kind of dabbled in, you know, I used to play Hearthstone and stream it, stuff like that. Like nothing special. But it was really watching the Non Sequitur show that inspired me and said, you know, I want to make my own channel. Like I want to live stream.
Yeah.
I was a fan of Non Sequitur. And not everything that they did. I mean, not every show was for everyone, and that's okay. They did lots of different stuff. But this is just the same thing that he's been doing for the past 2.5 years since the show ended, just attacking people. And it's like, who cares?
Exactly. It's just somebody came into the Discord server, and I said, hey, they said something about the show. And I said, oh, you're watching it? I said, do me a solid. I'm asking anyone who's watching it the same question. Tell me... Oh, shit. Hold on. Damn you, Hades. There we go. I said, do me a solid and tell me what you think up to now. Like, what are your thoughts on it? And they were like, rewind the last 2 years. There you go. And a laughy face. And I was like, okay, yeah, that actually makes sense. I get that. Because, I mean, that's literally what it was. Yeah.
Do you know who Bob Proctor is?
I don't.
Bob Proctor is a motivational speaker and teacher. He's like 86 years old, and he's been doing motivational speaking for like 55 years or something, for like half a century. And he talks about your paradigm, and that everyone has a paradigm that you're in, and your paradigm is just what you do every day, and it's your habits, and it's the way you react to situations, and what you believe you're capable of. It's just your paradigm. Everyone has one, and yours is defined by what you do and how you react to certain situations and what choices you make, blah, 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 blah. And he says in order to get to success, you have to change your paradigm. And he's got a whole thing. I'm not getting into all of it, but
Yeah.
they have established a paradigm for themselves. Their paradigm is getting on stream and attacking other people for whatever reason. And that's their paradigm. And it's not going to change unless they emotionally and spiritually dedicate themselves to changing it and producing some other kind of creative content, because their creative juices are so dedicated to doing one thing that's all they know how to do anymore.
Yeah, and I mean, they complain so much about fucking Jimmy Snow and all these. It's like Jimmy should, if they complain so much about being defamed and shit and suing people, that Jimmy Snow should sue the living fucklights out of them, the shit they say about that man.
Like, doesn't he talk about Mormonism? Like, who cares?
I know. It's like, I don't even remember. I had to ask somebody, what did Jimmy Snow do? Like, I literally had to ask somebody.
Like, he's an atheist. Did he say something about rocks or something? Like, what? Who cares what Jimmy Snow said or did? I don't know. Maybe he did something horrible that I don't know about. I mean, it's possible. I don't pay any fucking attention to him anymore, but I just don't understand their obsession with him.
Well, it's from what I was told when I asked the question, when I said, what did he do? They said he basically let Kyle he let Kyle on his show or some shit, I guess. I don't fucking remember. Dude. Like, yeah, like I guess Kyle went on Jimmy Snow or some shit. Jimmy Snow show. Damn it, I can't talk.
Well, he used to be on Nonsec, so are they just mad about him being on Nonsec 3 years ago?
Dude, I heard they brought me up, they brought Menace up, they brought Nate the lawyer up, they brought Katie up, they probably brought you up, and Negative. I mean, they probably brought everybody up.
The wretches whom you face down there.
All right. Who cares? Who cares? Like, I don't know. It doesn't.
Well, you know what that means, though? It means that we are the new Nonsec. We are the subject and the discussion of the new Nonsec. That's us.
That's bizarre.
It's ironic and bizarre.
Like, when Batsy went to the army and I was like alone in my house all day, Nonsec like was one of the main things that got me through that time in my life. It was tough, and you know, I totally wanted her to go and respected it and supported her and everything, but it was tough. It was tough being away from, you know, my wife.
Oh yeah,
and
I know it's like
to see now it turned into something so twisted is
that's a really good way to put it. It really is.
I mean, literally, I would go to sleep to Nonsec like it was comforting to me. It like comforted my soul.
Yeah.
And now it's this, you know?
I think I know what Jimmy Snow did wrong.
Hi, Randolph.
Hi. I'm pretty sure it's probably because he didn't agree with Steve on the definition of atheism.
Yeah, I'm with you. God, arguing definitions. Holy shit. Navy, you're in the Navy, and you do something kind of like similar to that. Do you and your friends argue about definitions at all? Ever?
Extra blessing.
Yeah, sometimes, like interpretations. Yeah, we do. It depends on the context of what's going on, but that's the thing, is it's all set by context, right? So based on the context of what we're looking at, that's how you determine what a translation of the word means based on context. But that's understood from the beginning based on the parameters of what you're looking at. So we already have these like set parameters of what these things are and what they're tied to. And so when we go and look at the possible translation of a word, it has to have those parameters already in mind when you're looking at what you're looking at.
And it doesn't take you hours to get it sorted out. You usually have it resolved in less than a minute, right?
Of course.
And good to see you, Randolph. Glad you jumped in, man. How you doing?
Hey, pretty good. It's I saw you had a live stream going. I thought I'd see what's going on. How are you?
Oh no, I'm great. I'm glad you jumped in. Yeah. You know, we were talking about earlier, and this like Menace everybody's been busy for the holidays, so I haven't got to talk to Menace, you know, too much lately. But the last time I talked to him, me and him were actually kind of excited because we had both been told, along with Navy and Negative and a bunch of people, that they were saving all of this wondrous content for today. And to see what they did instead, just, man, It really proves us right. We were all,
you're
very
talking about,
right.
You're talking about Steve's NSS channel, right?
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. They basically, if for anyone that doesn't know what happened tonight, just so we're all on the same page, they went live and they complained and moaned and lied and bitched about all of us. We are the Omega Nasty Trolls.
So it was basically the Great Debate Channel show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. You know what? Honestly, I wasn't expecting this. I said this earlier. This is not what I was expecting. I was expecting that Steve was at least going to attempt.
Yeah.
A non sequitur show. Have someone on and have a debate and just moderate a debate, just like the old days, or have a discussion with somebody that, investigates interesting topics that are controversial in some way.
I did
and for it to be
also.
This is just,
It's hashtag we were right type stuff, which is
it's not something
great,
I wanted
guess.
to be right about. Honestly, this isn't something
Same.
I want to. I wish that I was completely and totally wrong about it.
Yeah, definitely.
Jenny says NSS now stands for the New Step Show. Same old boring garbage on a new channel.
Very true. Very true. Hey, don't worry. Don't worry, y'all. I've been working for months on UNIRock Season 6. So there will be some good content on YouTube. You don't have to worry. I'll have some good stuff for you. Season 6 coming.
I just had some power. Some of my power.
We couldn't hear you, Randolph.
My power just went out a moment ago when you just started explaining, so I'm just going to listen to the video and come back to you here.
Oh,
All right,
okay. No problem. We'll be here. We'll be here for a minute.
I just want to give a quick shout out to Titan Uranus.
Yeah.
Hi, Titan Uranus.
Hey, Titan.
I thought it was pronounced Titan.
I think it
Titan
is.
Uranus? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
It's a clever euphemism about mooning, apparently, his name.
Yeah. I think so.
Yes, it is.
They do have now, I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be rude. They do have a show coming up with one of my buddies. His name is Frank Parlato. He actually was one of those guys who busted the Nexium cult. And I think he's going to come on and talk about what he did. And that actually would be interesting because Frank has a pretty, good story to tell. So maybe that show will be somewhat interesting. Though the thing is that you want to open hard. You want to come now you don't want to open hard when you haven't been hyping and attacking and doing all this stuff for this new show. Like if you didn't do that, maybe you don't open hard. But to open with what they opened with, someone throw me an image in the damn general room and I'll show everybody. I will critique their damn overlay because my God, is it horrible.
Why don't you bring that guy on yourself to talk about the Nexium cult?
Oh, I wish you wouldn't have asked me that. Frank.
I'll scratch that.
No. Don't scratch it. No, it was a joke. Frank, okay, so this is what happened. I was chilling and I got contacted by somebody, I won't name who, about me talking to Frank Parlato. And I was a little bit hesitant of it until I was explained a few things and I said, okay, I'll talk to him. So I went there and it was me and a couple other people and Katie Joy. Okay, and this is when me and Katie didn't get along. So Katie was like on one side of the room and I'm on the other and we barely said anything to each other. Anyway, after we talked to Frank, I started to have phone call conversations with him. He asked me to call him and I did. We talked a lot, but we talked about social media and we talked about YouTube. He was interested in starting a YouTube channel and I actually tried to talk him into it and was trying to tell him like, yeah, you have any questions, you can call me, and essentially he hired somebody to start helping him with his social media. Long story short, though, him and Katie got into a fight. And she went out and threw a bunch of tweets out there and got mad at Frank. And essentially her problem with Frank was that he charged in order to come on a show. You have to pay him a premium to have him come on. Now, I'm not saying that that's what happened here, okay? That's not what I'm saying, but I'm saying that that was the major issue between Katie and Frank. And I tried to talk to Frank and say, hey, what happened? And he explained it to me and literally told me, you know, hey, all I told her was I can't help for free. She wanted me to help. She wanted me to come on her show. I can't do those things for free. I have to make a premium. I have to make money. And I'm like, Frank, I get it. I would expect you to, and I would expect you not to go if it didn't happen. But of course, he said he wanted to come on my show. Though he said if I helped him with his YouTube and his internet, he'd come on and we could talk and everything. And I said, yeah, it's going to have to be a few months. He said, okay. And that was the end of it. Now, all I can assume is that they paid his premium and had him on, or I don't know. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm just saying I assume that's what happened.
Right.
But you get me.
Yeah. And, you know, it's a thing on YouTube that people are paid to appear on other people's channels sometimes, but usually that's like really big established creators, not people who are just getting started. That's kind of frowned on.
Yeah, but Frank is a media figure. He has this like really huge blog.
He's a public figure. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And that was going to be my point. Like, I think Frank's one of the exceptions to that. Like if I don't know, who's a famous journalist? Aaron Rupar.
Yeah.
You know, somebody like that who's like a middle-sized journalist wanted to start a YouTube channel and was like, yeah, you got to pay me a premium, whatever it is, to appear. Like, I could see that. But like, if I did it, people would be like, what?
Yeah. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm fine. I'm glad Frank's getting around and he's going on shows, and hopefully, you know, I'm hoping he did get paid, of course, because what the hell did I just do? I hope he did, you know, make some money. I hope he didn't go on for free, especially with, you know, when you go on non-sec, you're going to have like there's going to be a lot of people making fun of you if you go on non-sec. So.
Right, exactly.
I'm happy to go on most shows for free, and I do that all the time. These debates and things I'm in, and I've been in a few interviews where the host has offered to pay me afterwards. Maybe give me a gift card of $20 or $30 or $50 at Starbucks or something, and I usually just tell them just donate it to something that you like, and that's fine, because you know I'm not a big creator or anything.
Listen, I would offer you 10 bits anytime.
Yeah, same here.
It's okay. I just come on for free. It's no problem. And Ethan, we've talked about this, and let me know when it's good for you.
I'm gonna, you know, I haven't streamed much. I've been, for those who don't know, my business is exploding. My personal business, where I help people with insurance, and so
good for you.
Oh, thank you. But from October to December is the season for Medicare and health insurance and everything. So now that that's calming down, I'll probably do some content again soon. So
everything under control. Sure.
Well, that's good. I'm glad, man. I'm glad to hear it.
Thank you.
When you know a lot of people are having a lot of good things like success right now. Things are bouncing back from the last year of lockdowns and such things. So yeah, it's really good. Really good to hear that.
For sure. And it feels good, you know.
Oh yeah.
You know, I can't talk about anything you know, specific, but you know, when people have certain health issues, it can be they can have trouble getting coverage, and when I can get people like that coverage, it, you know, feels good.
Oh yeah, man. Doubly awesome.
Yes.
So Navy, you were with me in Discord one day long ago. Remember? And you and Negative had been having a conversation, and we're told the same thing that me and Menace and everybody else heard, and there was going to be a lot of content saved up for today. So what do you think happened? What's your theory? What's everybody's theory here?
Well, I think what happened was that they don't know how to make content, so in their mind they have really good content. But I think it was always the first show was always going to be a big class. It was going to be the time for them to, you know, go after people and try to, you know, we are the champion. I think it was always, it wasn't going to start. They weren't going to do the smart thing. Start off with the first show being something of actual content, right? it was going to be this victim. They can't stop doing this victim, and they just won't. They just feel the entitlement to be able to go after these people all the time because of this. You know, they're winning or whatever, right? However you phrase it. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But the problem is, even if they do get some kind of content, you know, I don't think they have the ability to make it worth watching. Even if they have, you know, people on and they do the show like they're going to do with the next show or whatever, it's still going to be horrible, and people aren't going to want to watch it. They could get Aaron Rodgers on that, or Dillahunty or whatever. It's still going to be a horrible show. And so the problem is, in their mind, what they think is content, no one else in the YouTube universe considers good content. So yeah.
You know,
well,
listen,
I mean, attacking me has to be content.
Listen here, you you fart head.
A digital pirate. I prefer digital pirate.
Listen here, you digital pirate.
Arr.
You know, it's your fault that Bizzy didn't have a Kevlar vest.
That's true. I keep telling him to wear it.
I'm put that out there.
Oh no, is Bizzy gonna be okay?
He's in
Hopefully
surgery
not.
still. He's been in surgery for a week.
I hope he dies. Oh God, I'm unmuted.
He's died before. He's definitely a few times.
And
Is he like a cat having 9 lives or something?
I think. I mean, the last one was a motorboat accident.
Motorboating. Yeah.
Yep.
Uni has brought in the best baker he could find for a price, and he's working on Bizzy as we speak.
That's right. The best baker is trying to bake Bizzy back to bread.
So, next question. What all is going into his IV?
A lot of
that's why
crack.
the candlestick maker. You know, you got to have that
Figured
too.
such.
A lot of butter and a lot of crack. Garth says,
A little
my
bit of garlic.
theory... Yeah. He says, my theory is that the McCult couldn't organize a piss in a brewery. And Globus says, a disability is an ability, too. Very true. That's very true, Globus. I'm an example of that. Yeah, you know, did you guys know there's a community-wide ceasefire going on for the holidays? You guys heard about this? Yeah.
No, what's going on?
Okay, so in all the communities, there's all these people who give their opinions, and then on the other side of the aisle, there's all these people that get mad at those opinions and then go around attacking people and flipping out. And most of the opinion people have come together and agreed that for the holiday season, no one's going to do people are going to do content as opposed to criticism. Even though a lot of people do criticism as content, they're going to try not to criticize as much and more content or lies as more that, you know, make content, which I think is cool. Ceasefire is pretty cool. It's pretty Christmassy spirit, in my opinion.
Darth Chaz is asking if Bizzy will be a bagel now. And Darth, if your next question refers to putting anything in his hole, you and I are going to have to talk privately, okay?
That's
Bizzy's
true.
gonna do it himself.
Well, he's already got a biscuit and a bagel that in his band, so I don't know, you know, like, I don't know if that would be some type of appropriation, and I don't think Bizzy wants to get close to that, so. Awkward silence much. Oh, bad joke. But, you know, let me change the poll, because let's go ahead and do the poll results here. So we've got, do you like the NSS overlay? 20% said that it was great. 35% said that it sucked. And 45% said a child must have made it! Exclamation point. Interesting, the results. The very interesting results, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it's bad.
It looks like they
Yes.
just stole like one of your basic outlines from PowerPoint. It's pretty sad.
Yeah.
Well, the other problem is that the human eye. I'm going to give everybody a little bit of design advice here. The human eye naturally recognizes faces. It's why you can look up in the clouds and see faces, or why we see faces in the stars, that sort of thing. So when you look at the overlay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different faces to look at, and only 2 of them are people talking. So just naturally, it's confusing for the human brain to look at because your brain just wants to look at faces. And so that's why you're not supposed to put faces in things that you don't want people staring at for hours.
Yeah, well, my issue with it is mostly that it just had a lot of obvious errors. Just a lot of easily fixable obvious errors to the point where I think it was purposeful.
Yeah, I mean, it probably was. And if it wasn't, they'll still say it was.
Oh, Menace is around. He must have been asleep. Menace has shared this. He's saying that I have too many smart people ready to be guests on the NSS. I need more dumb people as guests. DM me if interested.
Steve, I will go on non-sec anytime, bud. I'm definitely very dumb.
Yeah.
And I'll be your guest anytime. We can talk about anything you want.
I was going to say the same thing.
I have no interest in going on that show because I have no interest in associating with them. By the way,
when I'm on there, the only thing I'll be doing is eating Cinnamon Toast Crunch and staring directly into the camera, but I will go on.
Are you going to dye your hair blonde?
Pink. We'll go for pink.
Oh, anti-bullying. That's good.
Well, let me do a quick breakdown. Okay. So let me go ahead and share this so that you guys can see it if you want to see it. If I can figure out how here. I'm not good at this streaming thing. I'm really bad.
Why did you have to kill Bizzy? I can't believe you paid those guys to shoot him. Oh God, I'm unmuted.
That's the conspiracy theory. So here's my issue. For one, you could have actually not had this popping out of the edge and then showing your overlay on the top and bottom. You could have actually worked that. For two, this needs to go. I don't know why you've got you both right here with this stolen. This is actually this symbol in the center. This Wing Wang Yin Yang is a copywritten work of art by an internet artist who is upset that their creation has been stolen from them, and it's right in the center, so that's interesting. Then you've got these bars right here that go up, and instead of cropping out, you can literally do a crop so that, either this would fill this, or you could have a little white bar back here or something. That didn't happen. And then, they just kind of plopped a display capture here, and it just doesn't look that great.
So in design theory, there's this thing about angles versus curves. And basically the rule is pick one. So behind Chesh, you've got an angle it's not really a 45-degree angle. It looks like more like a 50-degree angle or a 60-degree angle or something. And then you've got this big curve in the center. And then over on the left side of the screen, you've got another angle that's a different angle than the angle behind Chesh. And then you've got a bunch of, 90-degree angles, of course, because there's a bunch of squares everywhere and rectangles and all of that. And so that's another thing that's confusing for your eye, is that there's no flow. There should be a flow to your overlay that points the eye towards whatever you want it to go to. When you look at this, and there's different fonts, and some of the fonts are serifed, some are sans serif, and it doesn't. It looks
Ethan,
like it's intentionally bad. That's what it looks like. It looks like it's intentionally bad to troll people.
Yes, and that's what I was going to say. You don't want to try to explain greater graphics design to Shesh. It's not gonna soak in. No, I mean, I do believe that's what. In fact, I'm almost absolutely positive they're basically doing it really horribly on purpose, obviously, just to troll, which is kind of it's one of those boomer trolls. It's what I always call a boomer meme, because that's not good for them. It's not funny. There's no point behind it.
And then that would be something you would do on your own channel, right? They would do on their personal channels or whatnot. But the NSS was supposed to be this professional channel, right? This channel where you had legitimate people having legitimate discussions about legitimate topics. It was supposed to be a place where anyone, no opinion is disregarded and all this kind of fun stuff, right? And to start it off that way, if you are trolling in that manner, you have just, even more than they've already destroyed the NSS, you have made it into a joke. It is nothing more than a joke channel for you to go on there and not do anything serious or anything that anyone wants to take seriously.
I mean, spending all that money on a lawsuit just to boomer troll like that. Oh my God, man.
So okay, I got to critique one other thing. I can't let this go. I was gonna let it go. I can't let it go. All right. So they're basically, there's something called 3-point lighting. Okay, 3-point lighting: a key light, a backlight, and a fill light. Now, your key light should be the brightest light in your scene, and that should always light your subject. Whatever you want people to look at, you light the hottest or the brightest. Okay. Then you have fill light to fill in shadows, so that you don't have, I mean, you can for like artistic, if you can make an artistic choice and have nothing but shadow, but we're not talking about that right now. So you have fill light to fill in shadows so that things aren't completely black in the shadows, so that you can still get some semblance of character, okay? And then you have backlight, and backlight sounds like what it is. It's going to light up your background, or it's going to provide separation between yourself and whatever's behind you. So if you have a wall that's way behind you, you might have some light like on your back or on your shoulder of your subject in order to separate them from the background. Okay. Steve has his key light on his background, but he's got an even brighter key light on the top of his head, and he doesn't have any light lighting his face. So, Steve, why do you want me to look at the door and the really ugly piece of art behind you instead of you? I'm getting older too. Like, I understand, like, maybe, you know, I'm getting older. I don't like the fact that I don't look young anymore. I get that. I get it. I'm there too, buddy. Like, we're in the same place. I'm not hating on you for that. I'm just saying you got to get a light, turn a different light on, or turn around, or buy a small light that you can light your face with, because right now what is highlighted is your door, that piece of art, and the top of your head.
Hey, Ethan, you don't want to give lighting advice to Steb, okay? Sorry, I had to, I had to repeat what I was doing there.
Hey, don't make fun of bald people. A bunch of bears may come after you.
That's right.
No, not hating on bald people. Listen,
I'm just joking. Don't worry.
No, seriously. I want you guys to start noticing something. Like in TV shows and movies and stuff, when they have a bald man, they will always put a key light on the top of their head
and powder. And then look at Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's guilty of doing this because his head's always shining.
But here's why. Because naturally, what is your eye looking for when you're looking at somebody? It's looking for sunlight. And where does the sun come from? It comes from above you. So naturally, your brain, when you see a bald man, expects to see a hot spot on the top of their head.
Very true.
You just expect to see. So it's actually a choice that you'll see made in TV shows and movies and stuff. That once you notice, you're like, oh, they're doing it here. It's, so you should start looking for that.
Yeah.
Daryl, if I start critiquing his audio, I have to go to bed at some point. If I start critiquing audio quality, we will be here until what's today? It's about to be Thursday. We'll be here until next Thursday. Okay, it's not happening.
Well, and the problem is all of these people that they designate as bad guys are actually really good at what they do and understand these things. And, I don't know why they have to, literally because we will criticize. And that's what I think makes us good at what we do, actually, that we do listen to criticisms and care about that stuff. Maybe they should open their ears. Now they've got their channel back. If they want to succeed, the irony is they're going to have to listen to some of their criticizers. Lauren,
I'm going to answer your question. Lauren asks, how much does a green screen cost? So
12.
You can get a green blanket. I've done it. You can get a green blanket and throw a $40 light at it, and it'll work. You can do the setup that I have. I have a $240 green screen that's like mobile with a $100 light that I can point at and it literally will fade away. Green screens are tricky because you need to light them evenly. You can't just turn a light on. It needs to be even behind your subject, or it's hard to key out, which means that you make the green screen go away so that you can replace it with things. Anyway, we're not getting all that. So a really good setup, probably $300 to $400. and you can spend thousands and thousands upon thousands of dollars on green screens and lights if you really want to, and you have a big enough space and yada, yada, yada. But you can do something cheap for probably 50 to 70 bucks.
Also, this one is about $100 green screen only because it comes with the stands. So the green screen itself is like 20 or 30. But the stands are like 30, 40 bucks each. And there's 2 of them. And this giant pole that goes around the top. Now, I don't use the stands anymore. And then I have LED lights set up in key places. And it's a very amateur setup purposely, of course. So,
but that's
the
all
thing
you need.
is, exactly. And so what I'm saying is very easily. In fact, my first green screen, there were these 50-cent green cardboard sheets at Walmart, 50 cents. And I bought like $12 worth of them and just literally taped them on the wall, casted a light on it, and then used it that way in the beginning. And that's how I got to where I am now. No joke.
And it won't look great, but it'll look good enough. It'll look better than an ugly piece of art and a closet door and a light switch.
Very true, man. Like oh God, I don't want to make fun of them, but they just invite it. They're so
what?
bad
I
at
wasn't
what
going
they do.
to until they spent hours attacking everybody. I wasn't going to say
exactly.
And I guarantee you, I'm not talking anymore about them because, you know what? Batsy asked me recently because I brought Steve up for some reason. This wasn't even recently. This was like 4 or 5 months ago. And she said, "Who cares what some 50-year-old guy in California thinks? Like, why do you care?"
Yeah.
And
very true.
I was like, you know what? Why do I care? Like, who gives a shit what some 50-year-old dude in California is mad about?
Because it is funny. It is funny though. Sometimes the memes are funny. Okay. Sure. As long as you admit that.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't think it's much about what he thinks. He gets talked about when he's, attacking and doxing and going off at everybody. Now that's supposed to end, man. This is supposed to be the end. There's supposed to be no more of this. No one everybody thought they'd attack people all night, but
And if you're a business owner, right? He's a business owner. It's court defined everything. He's a business owner. He owns the Non Sequitur Show business. And I say this as somebody who owns a business. You have to treat the business like a business. I was having, I'm getting to the point now where other people work under me. Okay, I'm trying not to brag here, but it's cool.
No,
anyway,
you're good.
I had this conversation the other day. I said, well, how? Because the person was like, because in this business you work on commissions. Well, how do I know how much to give to me and how much to put into my business for marketing, whatever?
Exactly.
And I said, well, the first question you have to answer, you have to have a definitive answer, is what is your expected revenue this week? And he couldn't answer me. And I said, that if you own a business, every business owner on the planet has to give you a definitive answer of what my expected business revenue is this week. And the second question is, how are you going to achieve it? You have to be able to answer those 2 questions. I don't care if you're a plumber. I don't care if you're a ditch digger. I don't care if you're a YouTube channel owner. You have to answer those 2 questions definitively every week, every month, and every year. And if you can't, you have a problem. And Steve, I'm almost done. And Steve needs to be able to define those questions, answer those questions, and decide how he's going to increase them. It's not easy to do on YouTube. But I will tell you, doing shit like this is not going to help him.
That was my point. Yeah, go ahead, Randolph.
I can tell you with my businesses, I could do that if I wanted to, but it's more likely I'm going to be giving you a kind of a range, but it's not going to be a huge range. It's going to be fairly easy to narrow things within it. Yeah.
It's not easy here on YouTube, okay? Trust me, I've been around for 5 years, 5+ years.
But you should know, everybody should know, I'm going to put a video out. I'm going to make this much revenue. I'm going to do a live stream. I'm going to make this much revenue. Like everybody know. And again, okay, you don't have to say it's $57.63 is exactly what I'm going to make. Sure, I'm going to make, $200 to $700, whatever it is. I agree with you, Randolph. What I'm saying is you have to have an expected revenue that's defined. My expected revenue this week is $1,000. And here's the procedure I'm going to go through to make sure that I achieve my expected revenue.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, you have a plan. Yeah.
Well, and especially with YouTube, right? And UNIRocktv stuff, right? The idea is, we talk about this all the time, uploads, right? So, if you want to maintain a certain amount of views on a regular basis, get into that algorithm,
He died.
I don't think they know. I don't think they care, honestly. I really don't think they care.
Oh, no, he didn't die. He's back.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
we
were you
can hear
saying,
you.
Zane?
Sorry, Discord was cutting out on me. I apologize. That with YouTube is that you have to upload so many times or whatever to maintain views, maintain the algorithm, all that kind of stuff. The problem is they're not treating it like this. They're treating it like their personal little get-together playground, and it's not going to work.
I think it's just about attacking people. Like, everything they said about Jimmy Snow is absolutely false. Everybody knows that by now. Their credibility is completely shot. Just sad at this point. Why be like that towards Jimmy? What the fuck is point? Like, why not talk nice to the guy? Like,
and maybe Jimmy did do something that we're all not aware of. I mean, it's possible. None of us really pays any attention to Jimmy Snow, so it's
That's
like
true.
whatever. But how is it helping you grow your business? Like, remember, his whole thing was that he was growing a business and he was leaving it to his progeny, and this was his legacy and everything. Well, how are you establishing that and securing it and growing it?
It's a drama channel.
But the problem is, it's not even good drama. Even drama channels know if you guys go after something big, right? Bigger than, attacking these YouTubers that most people outside this community don't know, right? The reason why KJ is, as popular as she is, or Nate, Nate's not a drama channel, but the thing is that they go after these like headlines, and they talk about these headlines that get people interested in coming to watch this. So even then, it being a drama channel, it's not even a drama channel. It's a bunch of, like, in the South, there's a bunch of women sitting around gossiping about other people. That's all it is, and that's not going to bring you in.
Titan says Jimmy appeared on Non Sequitur after the breakup. Yeah. So he committed the same sin I did, where I worked with Kyle.
Yeah.
Oh,
how is that bad? How is that something that's deserving of that kind of garbage? They spent an hour on Jimmy just shitting on him, from what I was told. Anybody know? Type in the chat what he said about Jimmy if you remember anybody.
So that's worse than a worse sin than disagreeing on definitions. Okay.
Yeah, it's like killing Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the worst thing you can do.
Nailed it.
There's a joke goes around when some new word is being used by him. They'll say, "Oh, is that the philosophical definition?"
Yeah. Oh Lord. I
was going to say 100 rocks.
Yeah, I was gonna say this earlier. During the ceasefire that I talked about earlier, it was so calm, and then nobody was. Everything everybody talked about was just like happy stuff, right? And I said, wait a minute, and this is like 5 days into the ceasefire. I said, are you telling me Lobster Man ain't attacking nobody? What a wonderful holiday. And then like, it was almost like someone in Discord tapped on my shoulder and whispered in my ear, like, he's been attacking atheists nonstop for 5 days. And they showed me some screenshots. He was straight up like uber attacking atheists. Uber attacking atheists. Like, it. Then he tried to suck up to R and Raw and be nice to the guy. I think because he wants to try to get him back on non-sec.
I'm sure he does.
Aaron Raw brings in a big audience, but as I understand it, Aaron Raw blocks him as well as Matt Dillahunty and Armin Navabi of Atheist Republic, and I block him as well.
Very
we
true.
all block Steve McRae. We just had enough of him.
You have to, just because of how toxic. He's toxic. It's the only word. Daryl says the non-sec is officially dead. It is. It is. We're just kind of having a little bit of a remorseful funeral here. You get me? We're having a little bit of a wake, if you will. And Globus says, like killing Santa. Yes, like I did twice in Tarkov. Speaking of which, we will play Tarkov soon. While I'm talking with the guys, I know. I put up a video of me killing Santa. It was horrible.
I saw it. I did.
Oh, you did?
No, I checked it out while I ate lunch yesterday. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. But just so everybody knows, we will play Tarkov in a little bit. It's just while I'm talking to everybody, I got to play a game I could pause. This is Hades. It's a really great little roguelike. Anyway, I'll shut up. I should play Project Zomboid for a minute too here in a second. Yeah, I think that's the worst part. In fact, I have a poll up right now. You know what's crazy? The four of us sitting in here talking right now, we are having, and it's just unexpected, just because like of us, our interactions, a really nice little show, and my camera just jacked up. you know, this is a really nice little show. And it's kind of sad. Oh, what is my camera doing? Tap to lock. There we go. I hit the wrong button. And we're having a nice show. It's kind of like not toxic. We're not just this is the difference, and this is what's been the difference this whole time. It's that we can talk about this stuff in a way that's not demeaning or toxic or nasty. And if you heard anything they were saying, it's just basically, and this is what it is, and I hate to ramble, but they are up there basically so nervous that that people will unsub and not watch them on non-sec, that they felt they had to go convince people with their first show of who the bad guys were. And it's so weird because none of those subs that are still on non-sec give a shit who I am, give a shit who the rest of the people are that they're attacking, you know, Menace and Nate the Lawyer.
It was 2.5 to 3 years ago. Who cares?
Yeah.
Just put out content. Just put out new content.
Get up there. You know what I said on Scope? I said, why don't you talk to these people? And because I was just talking straight from you know, my thoughts. I said, talk to these people. They are subscribers. They're not wallets. They're not a number. They're not like a digital little blip. This is a person that might come by, if you are lucky enough, and watch your show and click your content. You know, talk to them. Be real with them. But no, they literally went up there and just put on their, what I can only call fantasy or act or just their delusion, if they actually believe what they were saying.
Business as usual, just on a different channel. On
a different channel, a different day.
I'm sorry that I have to head off because I gotta call somebody, but I enjoyed the chat. I always enjoy coming on your channel and chatting.
We love having you.
Yeah, you run a good show, and it's always interesting watching the gaming when I can. Keep it up.
Will do, buddy, and you get in here when you can. We love having you here. So, all right.
Thanks. Good to see all of you.
Thanks for coming by, Randolph. Sorry, I got some nuts in my mouth.
It's always a pleasure. Take care.
Later, Randolph.
Take care.
To my health.
Yeah, it's been a weird, interesting ride, this whole story. I typically don't like getting involved in the stories that I cover. There is a story that we covered long ago. In fact, it was about 6 months before I did the first non-sec video I did. And it was about a guy named CW Chanter and another guy named Joe and this really big conspiracy theorist named Corey Good. And Corey supposedly had doxed those two people. And then screenshots came out proving it. And it was this huge story. And I was about to go live. And I was sent this proof, right? And I had just been doxed that someone tried to like a year before. So I saw what happened and I got really mad. And I said, I'm covering this. And I'm going to call out Corey Good for what he did. And I did. I called him out. And I pulled up the screenshots. I read them to people. Well, around 3-4 months later, they started to bring this up again. And I just went and looked and realized they had milked and rode that story for months and just shit on Corey Good. And of course, the debunking audience didn't like Corey because he's a conspiracy theorist. He does have some conspiracy theories. So I said to myself, I'm going to cover this again. And another YouTuber wanted to see the evidence, and I went and pulled it out to give it to him. And when I reread the screenshots, I noticed one of the sentences was misrepresented. In fact, Corey wasn't saying, go and share this guy's private info. He was saying, do not share any private info. So, long story short, those screenshots were completely misrepresented. So I went out and exposed it. I said, Corey did not dox. I probably did 3 live streams. Big shitty event, right? And ironically, CW Chanter, of course, says I'm wrong and wants to debate me. And I needed a moderator. And I believe like it was right after I did the non-sec video. Then I did the non-sec video. I ended up meeting Sean, meeting Steve, meeting these people. And long story short, someone said to me, Sean is the most neutral debate moderator you'll ever find. I said, okay, fine. Brought Sean on, debated CW Chanter, completely demolished him because I waited until he talked for a while. And then I pulled up the screenshot and said, read that to me. And he read it, and we all looked at it. And of course, everybody had to admit, now they wouldn't. The point that I'm going to make is they still to this day will not admit that they were wrong and that Corey did not do that. Now, Corey Good ended up calling me on the phone and thanking me and saying, like, look, you know, you're one of the good ones. I can't believe a debunker actually, you know, went back, not only realized they were wrong, realized that tens of thousands of views had been generated around informing people that Corey had doxed these people. And he was just so impressed that I corrected the record and did that. And we talked. And what really got me, and it really got me, was the fact that a debunking community could be rightfully looked at as just nasty and evil and disgusting, okay? And there's a little bit of irony in the fact that right after that happened, I covered the non-sex story. And ironically, when I first covered it, I heard Kyle talk. I heard him say 50-50. I heard Steve say 50-50. And I said to myself, Kyle, you expect me to believe that he didn't want the money and all this? You stole that money from him. I remember saying that on one of the video is still up because I don't take my videos down. And the video is still there where I'm calling out Kyle. And ironically, I pull up. I talked to Kyle Curtis for the first time ever after I talked to Katie. And Kyle says, I say, Kyle, I heard you say in that stream, that video where they recorded you, that you and Steve had a 50-50. And he goes, oh, yeah, I said that, did I? Okay, give me the timestamp. And I said, okay, I'll give it to you. No, give it to me. And I went and Kyle made me pull the video up and we went through the video. I've told this story before, but we went through the video. And every single place where they brought up a 50-50, Kyle didn't say that it was a 50-50 between him and Steve. He actually said that it wasn't. Now, that's his claim. Steve has his claim. Who cares? The point I'm making is, it is, in my opinion, the crime, the shame in this entire 2-year debacle is that propaganda and lies and tricks and word games and semantics can be used to even take smart people and kind of pull that trick. They can pull that thing in front of you where you're looking at one thing, but you see another. You're hearing a thing, but you hear it the wrong way. So the whole point that I want to do, that I care about, and the only reason I would even talk about this now or over the last 2 years is because somebody out there must be able to represent both sides to neutral individuals so they can give them what actually happened and say, this is their side and this is their side. Make up your mind. And I can now do that, thankfully, with this story because it's over. What do we do as creators in the debunking community that people will watch sometimes? What do we do to make sure this doesn't happen anymore? You know, what do we do to make sure that people can have their claim, their side accurately represented, where the propaganda, the lies, and the games don't drown out what really happened?
I can answer this question definitively. Here's what you need to have. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Did everybody strap in? You got your seatbelts on and everybody tucked their genitals back into their underwear? Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. Here's what has to happen. All right. You ready for this? Everybody's hanging on tight. Hang on to the table. You got to stop going after people in real life.
That's right. That is right.
Seriously. That's it. You got to leave real life out of it. That's it.
Well, you know, and that is a good point, because that is something that CW Chanter did. That is something Steve did.
It's something I did. I'm talking about myself too, by the way. I shouldn't have done it either, and I did. And I shouldn't have.
Well, explain. Hook us up.
When the thing happened where there was, I'm not going to get too into deep. You know what I'm talking about? There was
you're good.
Something that Steve said about why he needed money or didn't need money or how he needed money.
Okay.
Should have let that go. I didn't let it go, and I should have let it go.
Thank the gods.
Okay. Well, you know, and you could say that now and realize that and admit that, and that's good. But, you know, and Navy, you gotta jump in too here, because the thing is, in some, what I've noticed over the last like 5 stories, which have happened going back 2-3 years, it's kind of hard to remember them all, but is that sometimes in these stories there's a side that will not, they aren't okay with you hearing the other side. They're not okay with you knowing both claims so that you can accurately make up your mind. I noticed that in the beginning when I was famously talked over and over and over again into covering this mess, and I kept saying no. The first time I said yes, the second thing I said after saying yes was, well, now I got to talk to Katie and Kyle. And it was like I was just it was like I'd pissed everybody in the room off. There was a hush. You get me? And they didn't want me to. And once talking to both of them, it completely changed the fabric of the story, as we all know. But what do you think, Navy?
Well, here's the thing. When you're a debunker or whatever, and
I think you cut out again. Yeah, we lost you.
So can you hear me now?
We can hear you now.
Okay. So what I was thinking with, like, you know, going into like other communities and stuff, like watching like the sops and stuff and all that kind of thing, there are these people that report on these guys that have them on, right? And what they do is they give them a chance to speak their side. And if you want to be someone who is considered to be, you know, a fair person, right, then you have to listen to both sides. You have to listen. Now, it doesn't mean you come in there and placate them and all this kind of stuff. What it means is you come in and say, you give them their chance to you know, give their side of things and why they do what they do, and then you come back at them with you know, evidence and logic and what happens, and you have a conversation. And that's what you have to do. You can't tell somebody, well, you know, just believe me and don't go listen to anyone that disagrees with you. Because that's not, I mean, it's just a lie. That's all it is. And the person who does that knows that whatever the other people are saying is probably true. And they're going to lose you if you go listen to these other people. But a fair person, even in the debunking community, will allow these people that they are debunking to come on and talk and give their side. Give them a fair chance to, you know, put out there what they believe and why they believe it. And then you can, you know, show them the evidence and the difference and stuff like that, and let the viewers decide on you.
Good point. Good point, you know. And you're right. It is a red flag. You could call that a red flag, right? When someone's like, you're going to hear everybody out in the story. Like, that should be a great thing. And the only person who's nervous about that usually is the one that's lying to you or hiding something big. Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope to learn things from this last engagement and make sure that the mistakes are never made the same way again. That would be the goal. That would be like the hope. So, you know, we got to remember to think back on all this garbage that happened the next time somebody comes to us and says, hey, cover this story, or hey, will you give your opinion on this? And you know. Ooh, that's good. Damn, I like this game, man. I played this game, it's Hades, and I didn't give it a chance, and I uninstalled it, and then recently I was like, you know what? Somebody had suggested for me to play this, and I picked it up again, and it's really good. Like, it's a lot deeper than I thought it was when I first played it. It really is.
Is it an RPG? Like, what's the premise or whatever?
It's a roguelike where you're gonna die over and over and over again, but you get you gain upgrades every time you die that you can take back and unlock new weapons, unlock new people to interact with, new mechanics of the game. And every run, you gain these upgrades to, you got 3 attacks. You gain upgrades to those attacks that end up deepening the gameplay. And I never played it to that point where I got the upgrades. I'm starting to get the upgrades now, and it completely changes the game. It makes it a lot more interesting. So yeah, it's definitely cool. I'm going to do a video on it.
Oh, go ahead.
Apparently, you're being talked about again. I'm just saying.
Are they live? They're still live? You know what's crazy? They can't even hit. We can hit 50% of their viewer count while playing a video game and bullshitting. They, on the other hand, do their big reveal stream, and they can't even outstream us by 50%. I mean, come on, Chesh. Come on, Steve. Type in the chat. I want to know what they're saying. But yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I have a real question for you. Have you tried Slay the Spire?
I love it. I
was going to say, if you haven't tried that, you would love that. It's a fantastic game. I play that. It's like my bane right now. I play it way too much.
Well, see, you having to ask me these questions is an error on my part. It means I'm not doing my job because I have a video game channel and I haven't even done this is what I'm working on for season 6. That, you know, I'm going to start making sure people know the movies, the video games, the TV shows, and that I'm playing, that I like and that I don't like, and then also make my commentary content as the primary. So that'll be like my main focus. So people know these things.
Slay the Spire is a great game.
It really is, man. I might even turn it on here sometime soon. And now, live chat, I have to apologize to you. I had you on the far end of my keyboard, or my screen, so I could barely see you. You're now directly in front of me. So please, live chat. I'm actually going to make your words bigger so I can see you better. Please, live chat. We will not ignore you. I'm sorry if we missed anything. I want you to tell me, though, why are they talking about little old irrelevant UNIRock on this massive non sequitur reveal? Let me know. How's everybody doing? Michael, we're doing great and a lot better now that you're here, man. I hope you're doing good. I hope you had a good Christmas. We missed you, and I hope you're doing okay, buddy. Definitely. Titan says, OMG, Chesh and Kyle's ex Ben are going to do a cooking segment. Oh my God, man. Now listen, you know how they always say that everybody else is butthurt and everybody else is mad and all this garbage, right? How is that the case when they are the ones that are up there doing this on non-sec? It's on, you know, Steve should have never allowed Cheshire on that show. Steve, I'm telling you now, Shesh and Manya are going to be the downfall of non-sec. They are going to run it into the ground, and you're going to be the one hating life when they do. Just making sure that's out there. Hey, pigs in space. Michael says, Hugs Navy, hanging in there. Good, buddy. Good. You need anything, you know, to reach out to us, man. You know, we're here. Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
The idea of doing a cooking segment on non-sec, I mean, that's interesting. It was definitely interesting when Kyle first suggested doing it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can see why, you know, I can see why they'd want to do that. So, you know,
they want to mimic Kyler. They want to do what Kyler do, and it's like, oh man, cringe fest.
So Badger has a question. So I appreciate what you're doing, and I have been the last couple of years. But I have to ask, why did you agree to be an attack dog for Steb and Co back in the day?
I wasn't. I didn't agree to be an attack dog. What happened was, I in a very naive way, just believed what they were telling me. So one thing they did was show me, and I always use Drag and Nate, right? And I went and personally apologized to both of them. And now I don't know if I think Drag still doesn't like me that much, but me and Nate are pretty close. And what they did is they showed me a video. I can't remember if it was Reds and Bull and Shesh, or if it was Steb. I forget which one. Showed me a video of Drag and Nate basically trolling Steve. And I honestly thought they were trolls. And it was a video of Drag talking about a penis. He'll probably know what clip it was. It was a penis thing. He was making some kind of penis joke. And it was a bunch of cut segments. And I willfully submit and admit to you all, and have for a long time, that it did seem cherry clipped. That's my word for cherry picking clips. And I myself had just come off of debunking the QAnon conspiracy. So I dealt with a lot of idiots and trolling and garbage back then. So when they presented them to me as trolls, I, played the game. I started to kind of make fun of these trolls here's an example. I was streaming one time and somebody said, hey, Drag is restreaming you and he's making fun of you. So me and Drag went back and forth. Now, I didn't attack anybody from that perspective, right? I was just fucking around. I assumed that I was in a different world than this world that we know of now. You know, I thought we were all content creators that were just giving opinions and messing around with each other. I had no clue that the people that I was around were doxing and organizing behind the scenes and going around with sock accounts and spamming all this garbage. In my mind, you know, people that did that, they did it for a day or two just to be funny and then bounced. I had never considered that back then he was this big Santa Claus looking figure who you can't be a philosopher or an atheist speaker or any type of debunker or any type of science figure if you're going to be such a cringe lord. You could be a cringe lord if you did comedy, I guess, and if you were trying to be ironic, you could be a little bit of a cringe lord. I never ever pictured that the people that I were around were actually, you know, that thing that the flat earthers said they were. So there was another aspect of flatties. You look at flatties, I looked at him back then and I said, I looked at flat earthers as the most extreme dummies of the internet. I don't feel that way now. I think they're dummies. I just don't think they're the most extreme dummies of the internet. I actually rank Sovsits and Karens and other people way beyond them. But back then, they were my like most extreme figures. And so when I saw that, it's ironic seeing that these flatties, actually, the things they were saying about non-sec back then, which was, you know, Reds and these guys go around doxing, they run fraud raisers, anybody who supports the people that are around non-sec are just complete clowns. I thought, you know, there's no way that these flatties are right. And it's actually one of the biggest, I'd say, one of the biggest revelations about the issue is that they didn't just fuck up by running fraud raisers, doxing people, getting so, you know, pent up and butthurt that they carry these kind of boomer memes for years and all this. That wasn't their worst, most atrocious, you know, violation of internet law. Their worst violation was making those flat earthers right. You know, to be able to make them right is so out of touch with what I used to think and so other side that it just, I couldn't imagine that people like Steve and Red's Rhetoric exist. I couldn't imagine it. You know, I'd seen Chris Chan. I'd seen DSP. I'd seen Wings of Redemption. And I'd actually known a lot about their lore. And I thought that was extreme. And I'm not saying this to just shit on them. I truly mean this. I'm not shitting on them. I'm not just putting them down. I can prove to you, I've proven it before, they are worse than DSP and Wings. Because Wings and DSP, they might do dumb shit, but they don't target people for years and try to stalk them and find them in real life and follow them around and get them arrested and all this garbage, you know. They dedicate their entire existence, these people, to their enemies and taking it that far, right? Globus says they're down to 127 viewers. So, get ready, bro. Get ready, because it's going to get worse than that. Just wait. And it'll be my fault, and it'll be everyone else's faults. But I appreciate the question, and, you know, you got to kind of put yourself in my shoes back then. You know, when I'm coming off of, you know, when I'm coming out of YouTube communities that are normal, you know, seeing how out of touch that this is why I've covered this story this long every once in a while, is because these people are the most, I can't think of anyone to compare them to. I mean, they're so, they are the epitome of lolcout. I mean, the fraud raisers themselves are, most people would be kicked off of the platforms for what these people have done. And the doxings, you got video recordings of them doxing people. Most people are instantly banned for shit like that. And ironically, the channel they did the doxing on is banned, but they got away with it. It's just such an impossible thing to think that people could be this internet boomer, you know, like speaking in normal terms. But you get what I'm saying. If you would have asked me back then if it was even possible for someone to exist like them, I would say, no, the worst you get, sorry, this is the internet. The worst you get is Chris Chan, DSP, Wings. Those are the worst. No one's going to outdo them. Now, my job now is going to be to tell the story in a video, which is going to be Fraud Raiser the movie, that will take a neutral viewer that has no idea of anything that's happened, and I have to show them the history of this lolcow experience so that by the time they're done watching Fraud Raiser the movie, example, if you watch Frederick Knudsen and Down the Rabbit Hole, DSP, or Wings of Redemption episode, by the time you get to the end of it, you fully understand why Wings of Redemption is what he is today on the internet, right? My job now is a very massive one, and I've been working on it for a while, and it is to tell the story of how Red's Rhetoric and, of course, Steve and these other people are not just equal to these past lolcows that we all watch and lol at, but how they have taken that to such an extreme. Let me give you an example. Wings of Redemption is known for doing, at the most, 2 fraud raisers, okay? One of them for $30,000 for a lap band surgery, and one of them for I think it was a car. I forget the other one. So he's got basically 1 real fraud raiser, and he has 2 major lolcow events where he targeted somebody. One was Keemstar and one was someone else. And those are really the most extreme examples that made Wings what he is. Now, if you ever talk to a Wings connoisseur, they're going to name 100 more things. But for a neutral individual looking at Wings, those are the things that made him into what he is, right? Legitimately, just with this small group, we've got at least 12 major events that will take them beyond Wings or beyond DSP. And I've been saying this about Reds and Steve for a while. They think they're out of the water. You know, they think this is all over and they're out of the water. And the worst thing that's happened is their reveal stream has 100 viewers, right? They have no idea what's to come. The giant has been sleeping. I'm going to get cringy for a minute. You know, my storytelling, my documentary style here has not even fully awoken. So if he thinks anything has happened, he's completely wrong. By the time that video's out, I do believe the internet, I think we'll see some bigger creators cover the situation. I've heard rumors that there's several creators working on the subject now. And I think that videos that are going to come out and document the true effect of something happening like what's happened over the last 1.5 to 2 years is never felt until the internet historians put it into history. You get me? So I think we have to wait until that happens. I think it's going to be a year, truly, due to the complete, you know, shit fest that's happened before. But I'm going to tell you, just like people in 5 years are going to be looking at DSP and Wings and reliving their story through videos and through live streams, through people talking about them. I truly believe they're going to put these guys right next to them at some point, and they will be one of the top premier kind of stories of lolcows on the internet. This lol suit will go down in history, in my opinion. So you agree, do you, Ethan?
I do. I'm playing a video game, but yes, I agree.
Good, because it's true. It will happen. I've never seen anything like it. I really hope that one day Little Red will come out. Once Little Red is past all cognitive dissonance, I want to hear her tell these stories about them allegedly